Hey folks, welcome back. This is a treat. We've got author and filmmaker, sometimes musician, all-around gentleman about town, Michael Crisp, here to tell us about his new book, which is about the top 100 expressions that you'll hear in Kentucky. It's a fun read. Michael, good to have you here, sir.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Doug.
So, I think this is your 9th book now, is that right?
That's correct.
My goodness. Well, we love the Kentucky bucket list and the follow-up. Everything you do is a delight to read. Any Kentuckian is going to enjoy having this on the shelf, I imagine. And I'm just kind of curious how you went about the research for this. I mean, how did you collect all these expressions and attribute them to our good Commonwealth here?
Well, the first thing I did was sit down and make a list of a lot of the expressions I had heard growing up. And before you know it, with that combined with some research on the internet, I had about 300 expressions.
Oh my.
And I wanted to pare it down to just 100 expressions. That was the tough part because there were a lot of really, really good Southern expressions in there that we hear growing up in Kentucky.
So some didn't make the cut. These are the top 100.
The absolute cream of the crop.
Very, very good. Well, and I love it, especially being an Ohio boy. You know, I feel like I'm a Kentuckian. I've been here almost 20 years, but still, I mean, it took me a while to learn how to say Louisville instead of Louisville, as we do up north. So, so I mean, I think you've got maybe a future in expanding this into seminars to help us Northerners, you know, kind of acclimate to a Kentucky Southern way of speaking.
Anything I can do to help, you can count me in for that.
Well, this is very cool. We're delighted about the new release, timed well for the holidays. I would think this would make a lovely Christmas gift. Stocking stuffer, perhaps?
Yeah, definitely. You can find the book all over Lexington at several different stores, including Joseph Beth Booksellers, Kentucky Branded, My Favorite Things, lots of different places, even a newer place called the Gift Box and Tea Room over off Clay's Mill.
Very nice.
Tons of places you can find the book, as well as michaelcrisponline.com.
There you go. I know this is tough, but throw out a couple just absolute favorites for you.
Well, I've got so many favorites, but maybe at the top of the list would be the phrase "madder than a wet hen." You've heard that one before.
I have indeed. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a really brief origin story behind it. You know, when you have a hen laying eggs, after they're tired of laying eggs and they're done for the moment, they just want to stay in their nest. But in order to get a hen to start laying eggs again, an old school method of doing that is to take the hen and dunk it in water, get it ruffled up a little bit, put it back in the nest, and sure enough, a little bit later, it'll start laying eggs again. So that's where the expression comes from.
Well, and see, that's what's so great about this book, too, because not only do you give us those top 100 expressions, but there's sort of a detailed explanation about where these things came from, how they're used. I mean, this is definitely a user-friendly guide.
Very much so. The origin stories are one of my favorite parts of the book.
Well, this is a lot of fun. Any Kentuckian's going to love this. Friends of Kentuckians are going to love this. So we want to encourage folks to check out michaelcrisponline.com. And as you rattled off, I mean, so many great retailers here locally also supporting the effort. So, Michael, we always look forward to your visits. You've always got a great film, documentary, book up your sleeve, so we hope you come back often.
I look forward to it.
Good to see you, sir.
Yeah, you too, Doug.
Back in just a second. Justin's got your forecast on deck.